Flags are raised and they're off. A field of scent on their way for the William Hill Manifesto Novices Steeplechase at Grade 1 level over the 2.5 miles, and taking off at the first of 16 fences. It was Mambo number 5 that landed in front under Ben Jones. Closely attended to though by Blueking Darragh in those blue and pink colours for Harry Cobden. Close up to the inside is Koktail Divin in maroon and yellow. And the trio up top just about together, about 2.5 lengths away to Lulamba, who races back in 4th. And then Jacks Jr. as they come to take the first open ditch. Jacks Jr. a little ponderous going over the ditch. Blueking Darragh then, just about this head in front now, coming towards the 4th. For a Mambo number 5, and to the inside, Koktail Divin. About 3 or 4 lengths away then to Lulamba. He's back in 4th place. Beaten favoured in the Arkle last time, up in trip today. And Jacks Jr., who's a place behind him in the Arkle, is a place behind him at the moment in the Manifesto, sitting last of the 5 as they turn towards the fence on the side of the course. Blueking Darragh from Koktail Divin, who's dropping down in trip after the Cheltenham run. Mambo number 5 in 3rd. And then Lulamba and Jacks Jr. under Tom Cannon. Into the home straight this time. And on they race towards fence number 6. Blueking Darragh, the Rising Stars winner at Wincanton early on in the season, leading from Koktail Divin. Mambo number 5 more towards the stand side. Lulamba closing up on the front runners, and then Jacks Jr. running now towards another open ditch, fence number 7. Blueking Darragh from Koktail Divin. Mambo number 5 wider from Lulamba. The field begins to tighten between these two fences. Jacks Jr. remains in the final placing as they run towards what will be the last in another circuit's time. Jump number 8 of the 16 this time around. It's Blueking Darragh from Koktail Divin and Darragh O'Keeffe in 2nd. Lulamba closing up to the inside. Mambo number 5 a little untidy over that plain one. And then Jacks Jr. So coming up by us then, with a lap to go in the 17th running of the William Hill Manifesto Novices Chase. And it's Blueking Darragh that leads them out into their final lap, shown by a length over Koktail Divin in 2nd place. Lulamba on the running rail in 3rd. From Mambo number 5 and Ben Jones a little deeper. And then Jacks Jr. about to go left-handed and through their starting point. On their race end towards fence number 9. It's Blueking Darragh, high half a length over Koktail Divin and Mambo number 5 wider. Then Lulamba made a slight mistake there perhaps. Jacks Jr. is right in behind him as they run now towards jump number 10. Blueking Darragh a half a length over Koktail Divin in 2nd, a length away to the outer Mambo number 5 in the black and orange starred colours. Then Lulamba, oh, he's unseated rider. Lulamba has gone. A slight pitch on the landing side there, and Lulamba is out of the race at fence number 10 as the remaining runners race over the open ditch over on the far side. Blueking Darragh by a length over Koktail Divin, Mambo number 5. And then Jacks Jr., last of now the 4 who remain. The loose Lulamba continues just in behind the others as we're about to make the turn out of the far side now. And it's Blueking Darragh who leads by a half a length over Koktail Divin in 2nd, only a neck away to Mambo number 5 as they approach the cross fence. Jacks Jr. still in there with a chime there, back in last of the 4 who remain as they go towards what is 4 out. Blueking Darragh lapping in front from Koktail Divin. Mambo number 5 right up on the outside now. These 3 pretty much together. Jacks Jr. just been squeezed along now as they race back towards home with now 3 more fences to take in the Manifesto. Blueking Darragh, Koktail Divin between them, wider Mambo number 5. Oh, Blueking Darragh, he really paddled through that fence, knocked the stuffing out of him a bit there, and Koktail Divin has now just about inched into the lead from Mambo number 5. The final open ditch now, 2 out. Koktail Divin from the rallying Mambo number 5. Blueking Darragh, after that mistake at the previous, now looks to try and rally. They're leaving Jacks Jr. well behind. They're on the run down towards the final fence, and it's Koktail Divin and Darragh O'Keeffe from the rallying Blueking, slightly impeded by the loose Lulamba. Mambo number 5 is now under driving in third. It's Koktail Divin, comes down to the last. He's over in front. Blueking trying to rally on the outside. It's Koktail Divin ridden out. Blueking is trying to come back at him. It's Koktail Divin though, finding enough to win, and he's taken the William Hill Manifesto Novices. Koktail Divin has beaten Blueking. Back in third was Mambo number 5, and last of 4 to...
Well, we've heard from Darragh O'Keeffe. We should hear from Henry de Bromhead, the trainer of Koktail Divin. And satisfying to win a race of that calibre with a horse that you've always rated, I'd have thought.
Yeah, especially when you told me to come here about 3 months ago.
You're very kind to bring that up.
Yeah, absolutely. At the Dublin Racing Festival, I had to go. We wanted to go and try and see, because we didn't know whether he stayed or not. It looked, he obviously looked a little bit outstayed at Punchestown. We hoped on better ground he would stay. He didn't. He looked the winner to my eye turning in. Yeah. And so we said we'd drop back and trip and give this a go. And yeah, delighted for him. He was brilliant. Darragh's brilliant on him. And delighted for the Maloneys, massive supporters of ours.
Very much so. And it says something about the horse's constitution as well, though, because as you say, he was right in that race, right to the closing stages of the Brown Advisory.
Yeah, it's funny because a few years ago I'd hardly run him again after the Brown Advisory. I always think it's a pretty tough race, and I was thinking that halfway round. But look, as you say, he's tough and he jumped brilliant, and it's just delighted.
So what do you think you might do with him this season? Is that the end of his season? I assume we're looking at next year. Yeah.
Definitely. Someone just asked me, I hadn't really thought it through, but you'd imagine maybe the 2.5 in Down Royal, the second season Novices, but we'll see. We'll enjoy today.
Yeah. There's quite a good programme these days. The John Durkin. You've got the Ryanair. Might you try 3 miles ever again on a flat track, a King George type affair?
Yeah, I think you could. So never say never. I'd say is the thing. He's still raw. He's only 6, I think, and he's a raw horse. He's so big, I'd say you easily could, or you could easily, should I say? Yeah. What would you do? You told me not to run him in the 3 mile.
I think I'd stick it to 2.5 miles in the short term, but I would have in my mind that he could be the kind of horse that would like a King George. Yeah. But that was just because I hit one race and got lucky. Doesn't mean that I know what I'm talking about. I was going to be asking you about 2 horses at the Grand National. Could I be asking you about 3? Does it sound like Amorite might get in?
Yeah. I'm not sure with Spillane Star what their plan is.
Well, we'll see any moment.
Yeah. So I mean, it could be brilliant for Paddy Hale and his team. If he did get in, they're really excited and hoping they do. Look, they're 3 lovely horses, all with chances. Obviously, Monty's is up there at the top. He's top weight or near top weight, and then Gorgeous Tom. That was always the plan after the Hennessy. We said we'd come here, and am I right? He jumps and he stays. He ran very well in the Topham here last year, so hopefully the extra distance would suit him.
Is he in the same kind of form?
Yeah, he seems well. He was obviously disappointing at Thurles, but he just would hate that ground. He wouldn't want too much of this. I haven't heard what the ground is, but Darragh said it was lovely, but he wouldn't want too much rain. Yeah.
Good soft at the moment, it would suggest on times. Practical questions. Am I right already over here?
Yes.
Yes. Right,
because we declared him anyhow for the 3 mile handicap chase. Yeah. So he came. He actually came early. Yeah, we thought he'd enjoy a trip over. So yeah, he's here.
Okay, well, I hope it is 3 for you in the National, but great to get the Grade 1 on the board first. Well done.
Delighted. Thanks a million.
Cheers. The Grade 1 Manifesto has just gone to Koktail Divin, ridden by Darragh O'Keeffe. Congratulations, that's the calibre of race you felt that this horse's ability should be winning.
Yeah, we always felt he was up to Grade 1 standard, and it just took us, I suppose, a couple of runs to figure him out and things. He's very impressive at Leopardstown, and in fairness, everyone wanted to give the Grade 1 a go at Cheltenham, and I think we learned plenty about him that day, and I think it was huge credit to the horse to come back here today after having a grueler, in the Brown Advisory. So it was a good performance, and his jumping was superb again today.
And what was it like, the race, from your perspective? Because obviously it was significant when Nico de Boinville was unseated from Lulamba.
Yes, you know, I jumped out nice and handy away, and I said wherever I am, I'm just going to get into a nice rhythm. I couldn't really hear a whole lot going around there, kind of down the back straight, but I just kind of could hear the commentators was saying kind of there was a gasp or something, you know, so I kind of knew Lulamba was disappearing from my inside. He was following Harry, so look, obviously it was just keep my horse in the rhythm, and you know, he was a bit idle even when we jumped to second last, kind of just showed that he's still a bit raw, kind of just the long run to the last, but kind of as soon as he heard the other horse coming to him again, I kind of felt him picking up.
I was kind of wondering whether the loose Lulamba was actually helping you with that.
Yes, it was, and kind of more significantly when he kind of came as close to me as he did, I kind of felt my lad picking up again, so no, delighted to get a Grade 1 winner here again at the Aintree, special meeting, and great for the owners, the Maloney's, and yeah, you know, very grateful to everyone.
And you mentioned that he's done really well to come out of Cheltenham and run so well here, absolutely. Did you learn that he doesn't get 3 miles, or do you think in time actually he will be able to?
Look, definitely at Cheltenham this year we didn't get it, so maybe, you know, maybe on a flatter track, but I just think over this trip you can really use his jumping and use his stride, you know, kind of in Cheltenham I jumped really well, but I was always kind of taking him back as such, you know, whereas today if I gained the length I could keep it, you know, so maybe in time he will, but look, it's great to get a Grade 1 win over 2.5 miles of him, and you know, he's still, you know, he's only a 6-year-old, so maybe in time he might get the trip, you know.
And you'll be in these stilts, of course, in the Grand National in Montestar. Was that a straightforward decision for you over Gorgeous Tom?
No, like they're two live chances, I think, you know, and kind of two have kind of been trained for the race, but just kind of felt at Montestar that, you know, he might just be shy of a Gold Cup horse, so, you know, maybe coming back into, you know, I know it's a handicap, but hopefully it might just be an easier option for him, and I thought he ran with great credit in Leopardstown both times, but saying that, Gorgeous Tom I think's a runner as well, and you know, hopefully he runs well for the O'Connors as well. Tom, you know, he's a good supporter, so yeah, hopefully two of them run well.
And you think they both have the stamina for the task?
Oh, I think so, yeah. No, I think they've two of them kind of have been trained for the race, I suppose, as such. So yeah, hopefully they have a bit of luck in the day.
Well, Darragh, many congratulations. So an excellent start to the meeting. Best of luck for the rest of it as well.
Thanks, Lydia. Cheers.
Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.